first, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene. Channels are Tamagotchis. So, if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh jeez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It can be anything really in the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar or two helps. That is what allows me to continue making content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can. To say you weren't invited, the link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. Okay, so I actually called off to work for the first time this school year on Friday. I felt like crap. I can't figure it out. I felt like crap Thursday and Friday afternoon. And I'm not sure what it is, but like, is it mental health? Is it something else? I don't know, but every day in the afternoon I would just crash and feel like absolute. It was terrible. I was like getting home, I couldn't function. I was just throwing whatever food together for me and my kid for dinner, and I had no energy to do any tasks or chores and this is not unusual for me. I usually do burnout, but it is kind of early in the year for me to be burnout. It's been a crazy year. 8 classes a day. I see 130 kids or something in a day. You know what? It's most likely it's sensory overload. I'm just hearing too much. I'm doing too much, seeing too much, hearing too much. There's all this drama, kid high school drama, and I don't know. It's just all coming to a head. So I took Friday off. Also, I had a pressure headache, which I think is there's actual pressure in the air. And this was just intensifying throughout the week too. And there was a couple other teachers with headaches, so I think there was something going on. But I was worried that it was going to turn into something bigger because, you know, like right before you get sick, you get that pulsing headache. And and your head feels like it gained a couple extra pounds. And like whenever you bend over to grab something, you're like, it gets worse. That's what was happening. So on Thursday, I went to write the secretary like, hey, can you put in for my absence for tomorrow? And I got an email right back. I was still at work that said the secretary was out until Monday and I'd have to contact like another secretary in the building. So it was like the last block of the day. I ran down there and I told her like, hey, not doing well, and to put in for my absence. Now basically what that does is I put in for my absence and that will put in the system, it will ask the subs, like it'll shoot out this memo and then it will go into the board. If nobody accepts it on the memo, it will go into the just the log that you can Miss Sally, and she's a chronic, so she needs to get like, whatever. So then they come once a week, and they want you to stand there and gather all of their things from the week so that they can catch up, which takes 10 minutes. Okay, let's look in the grade book. Let's see what you got. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that was a tangent. Anyways, so I had to hurry up and make my sub plans too, which was easy because it was a Friday. So for my foods classes, they could do a face-off Friday, which is where they watch a cooking competition on YouTube, and they have to write down different things about what they watch. What techniques did they see? What tools did they see? What looked appetizing? Who should win? Why? Who should lose? Why? Stuff like that. It's like a real easy plan, and thank God that that's in my back pocket. For my classes or foods classes, so that was easy. But then I still had to leave a plan for my interpersonal dynamics and my independent living. But I was so sick I couldn't think, so I just threw some stuff together. I was like, have them do this. The classes are only 45 minutes, so that you can't really overload them with work anyways. And then I had to print it out and leave some copies on my desk, but I work out of 3 different classrooms, so I had to print 3 copies, and then I texted somebody, the other person, there's only one other person in my department now because we got one down. I was like, hey, my plans are on my desk because I'm not well. So we'll see how that all went down on Monday. I stayed on Friday, and I did record one video. I managed to record one video, but I was like, no, you really need to chill and just kind of like have downtime. So I tried not to do too much. I read a little bit. Friday's like a blur. I took a whole day off, and I don't remember what. I did watch a couple episodes of Lady in the Lake. I need to do what I've been watching lately because I'm watching some really good stuff. I watched a couple episodes of my show. Probably did a couple chores, whatever. And then Saturday, we had to go up to, oh God, where was it? A suburb. I cannot remember where we had to go to, what town it was. But my husband, one of his 3D printers was down, and he really needs them going right now. He has several, but he needs them all going because there's a big show, a horror show, next month. It's next month. And so he had to get it fixed, and that particular printer, he got the care package on it, so anytime it messes up, you can take it up to this shop, and they either have to fix it or give you a new one. And we went up there, and we were like figuring they would have to fix it, that we'd have to drop it off and spend the day somewhere and then come back and pick it up. But he walked in and showed it to him, and they were like looking at it, and probably within 20 minutes they decided they didn't want to work on it. He's like, they barely tried. They're like, we're just gonna give you a new one. Like, okay. So they just gave him a whole new one, which kind of stinks because then you have to put the whole thing together, but whatever, it's brand new. So then that was done. We went over to a Trader Joe's, and I got some I got pumpkin cookies. Like they're like Oreos, but they're pumpkin version. They're not Oreo brand. choice to take his hand and leap into the stars no matter what comes next. But in Neverland, Peter's true colors begin to show. One moment he's making Daphne's heart flutter, the next he's forgotten her entirely. So when Daphne stumbles into the path of Jameson Hook, the pirate son of Peter's nemesis, she lets herself get swept up into the vulgar charm despite the warning signs. Both boys are trouble, and both have dangerous secrets about this strange fantasy land that they call home. And if she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might just lose herself too. So it is YA and it is romance, but it's Peter Pan. And then I thought I would jump on this other YA one. Who am I? Scythe. And this is the start of a series by Neil Schusterman. Thou Shalt Kill. This is book 1. A world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered those things and has even conquered death. Now Scythes are the only one who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a Scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing the consequences of failure could mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world comes with a heavy price. Yeah, so 2 books out of this whole huge Goodwill. Anyways, then we were gonna go to pick up Panera, go to Bankston's, and okay, Bankston's is like this huge pumpkin farm. It's almost like a pumpkin amusement park. It's like a fall farm amusement park type thing. And apparently, I thought I'd been there, but I'd never been there. We get there, and it's $40 a person, 2 and up, so 40, 120, right? For us to get in. And the rides are free, though, okay? So, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not saying go there, but we did. And it is just massive. There's no crazy rides. It's all like little kid rides, okay? Little roller coasters, little hay rides, little tractor rides, stuff like that. And it's cute. It is cute. And there's all the apple ciders, apple shake-ups, apple cider donuts. Those are not free. There's a limited selection of little animals in cages. So there's some pigs, there's one donkey, a couple turkeys, and what else? There's a couple haunted house type things that we couldn't go into because we were with my almost 5-year-old and he's not into that yet. We did get a apple dessert thing. It was not good. But it was like a caramel apple, except it was in a bowl. So they sliced our apple and then they put caramel, and then you can pick your toppings, which I got Reese's Pieces crushed up, peanuts crushed up, and then, oh God, is that it? That might have been it. And my son got his with chocolate instead of caramel. So there's that. Yeah, that's it. But it is huge. Oh, there's like a little village of like a little school, it really wasn't anything to write home about. They are raking it in, okay? They are raking it in. And by the time we were done, I was like, I don't ever want to go to another pumpkin patch again. Like, it's too much. It was too much. I felt like I was getting, the process of foie gras, how it's like they're jamming stuff down the gus or the duck's throat. That's how it felt. I was the goose. And pumpkins were the food that was just, I was full. I was so full of, I was like, that almost ruined fall for me, personally. Now, I'm probably the oddball because people were having a great time and getting their fall. I was like, I'm so sick of orange. I can't. It felt like Idiocracy Fall Edition. always say, just give me the small stuff. Give me the cheap. Just let me use my imagination to make fall mine. I don't want it all like spoon-fed to me, if that makes sense. But I guess that's what you pay. Yeah, that's why you're paying, so that they can spoon-feed you fall. Spoon-feed you pumpkin season. My kid had a good time. My husband didn't mind it. He's a little more extroverted than me. By the time we got in the car, I could not keep my eyes open. Got back in the car, like, the only time I can't sleep in the car, but I couldn't keep my eyes open, so like every time the car would jerk like just a little bit, I always tell my husband, like, you drive like you don't have passengers. It's not like driving like a bat out of hell, but like it's jerkier than my driving. So like I'd open my eyes, and we stopped and we did like one bathroom trip on the way, stretched our legs a little bit, and then got home. Now we were supposed to go visit my mom's in town. There was like a whole family reunion thing that I knew I couldn't handle. But I was gonna go see them after the family reunion, but they didn't even get, my one brother didn't even get in town until 8 p.m. I was like, I can't come out. Like I'm burnt. I'm burnt out. Which they're understanding or whatever, but I think that today they're gonna have lunch a little bit closer to my house and I'll pop out for that, which is probably what I need to get going and do right now, and wake my kid. My husband is up, but my kid needs to start getting ready. We're going to like a family restaurant, my family. Some of my family owns it, Mexican restaurant, and I'll just get like a little something and give my hugs because a lot of people did make it in town for this, and I want to make sure that I see them. But I'm just running on fumes, and I don't know long term like what I can do with that, other than I hope that this job that I have right now ends soon so that I can get back to regular daily subbing and not have as much on my plate, because I love the channel, but there's things that I have to do for the channel